What's up, y'all? Welcome into the warm-up show here on Grind City Media. He's Michael Wallace. I am Lang Whitaker. We are courtside here at FedEx Forum, getting you set for tonight's game between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Milwaukee Bucks. The day after Christmas, it is City Edition Scarf Night.
Yeah,
so
Merry Christmas, man.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas. Yeah.
Too. I'm trying to keep it chilly up in here. Got my scarf on. The Bucks coming into this game 12-18. The Grizzlies 14-16. Coming off a 1-1 road trip. And for the Grizzlies, we're going to see some familiar faces back tonight for the first time in a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's good to get those guys back. But Grizzlies coming off a nice win in Utah for that last game. Utah team that had come in here and beat the Grizzlies. Grizzlies ended up getting a 137-128 win. Santi Aldama with a career-high 37 points. Grizzlies are now 6-4 in their last 10 games. Bucks 4-6 in the last 10, and 4-10 on the road this season for Milwaukee, who are playing without Giannis Antetokounmpo, clearly.
Right.
But for this Grizzlies team, Mike, like, what have you seen from this Grizzlies team in the last 2-3 weeks that makes them look like a different team than we saw at the start of the season?
Just the connectivity, the assists, playing for each other, the ball movement. You're seeing different guys step up each night doing it in whatever it takes. You've seen an uptick from Jaren Jackson Jr. You've seen a more committed Jaren. You've seen a team and a coaching staff that has been more assertive in terms of finding ways to get Jaren Jackson Jr. going for the most part. And then you've seen that bench consistently night in and night out, no matter who's coming off of it, finding a way to produce. So collectively, you're seeing the Grizzlies kind of get into what their identity was supposed to be coming out of training camp. And then when you go 6-4, you keep stacking up these 6s and 4s over 10-game stretches, you get above 500.
Yeah, well, they're trying to get there. They're trying to get to 500. Right now, 14-16. Got a little stretch here of games coming up that are winnable. And looks like a team, you know, you get tonight against Milwaukee, then you get
Washington Sunday.
At Washington. Back here against the Sixers, who are without Joel Embiid. And then you get a Lakers team that's reeling right now and doesn't seem to be able to get out of their own way. So it feels like this is a time for the Grizzlies to finally get back to that 500, right?
You would hope so, but in the mix of those games that you mentioned are two opponents with losing records that you've already lost to. You mentioned the Utah Jazz, right? The Utah Jazz came in here a couple Fridays ago and knocked off the Grizzlies right here. Washington came in here another Friday ago and knocked off the Grizzlies. So we got a little fumble of a ball right there. But at the end of the day, man, the Grizzlies can't drop the ball and lose the ball tonight when it comes to this Bucks team. You can't take anything for granted if you're Memphis. Two games below 500. You got a chance to get there by the new year, and that's what I'm hoping for.
You mentioned the bench and the contributions we've seen from the bench. And it's also been like guys on 10 days, the G League call-up guys, no matter who it is off this bench, the bench has played a really big role. This morning, a shoot-around, Santi Aldama was talking about some of the contributions this team has gotten from players that are maybe not the usual suspects you expect to see have big games. Listen to this.
Yeah, I mean, for the guys that, you know, have been playing, it's about chemistry, it's about leading. I mean, we get Christian, who's, you know, been with the team for like a shoot-around, then he has to play a back-to-back, which is not easy, but him going out there executing at a high level, credit to the coaches for getting him up to speed, but also, you know, the guys out there kind of like talking to him, helping him out. Javon, who's hasn't been playing, and as a rookie, you've been out, you know, with an injury for a bit, and going out there and, you know, shots didn't fall, but he played a super solid game. It's a matter of trusting the teamwork, and I think that's what we did, talking to each other in the moment and just holding each other accountable, and I think we've done it at a pretty high level overall. So, you know, as we get guys back, that's kind of the same dynamic, but just super proud of everybody being engaged.
We'll get to all those other guys, but I also want to mention Santi himself. He deflected very well. He's had, over the last 3 games, averaging 27.7 points per game, 7.3 rebounds per game, 3.3 assists per game. Coach Isolo said pregame tonight he thinks it's partly just Santi understanding his role and being able to plug and play at lots of different positions. What have you seen from Santi that has made him so effective as the season goes along?
When his three-point shot is falling, it opens up everything, not just for him, but for his teammates nights as well, too. He's 7 feet tall, can put it on the floor, can score at all 3 levels, and has the skill set to be able to pass as well, too, to be a creator. And it's all coming together for Santi. I mean, he didn't have a great preseason at all. Early in the season, he kind of struggled. But in November, he started to catch fire. He had double figures in every November game except the final one in November. And then to go 37, 9, 37 in his last 3. He's finding his rhythm, man, and he's been the most important bench player the Grizzlies have had from the start of the season to right now, even taking on some starting assignments.
I saw a stat today on Twitter that Santi's shooting like 68% from the corner on threes. Too. Like he's been lighting it up. He said it was funny because last year he couldn't buy a corner 3, and this year he's been shooting it really well.
Omax has been like 90% from the corner threes lately too.
Omax
So
has been great too. We'll take it. Another guy who's been playing really well for this team, well, played at least well in Utah there tonight, G.G. Jackson.
Oh yes.
18 points, 9 boards in that game against Utah. In the preseason, you and I talked to G.G. at Media Day, and he told us he was trying to focus on controlling what he can control. I asked him this morning, a shoot around, how that's going for him, and here was G.G.'s answer. Has that been working for you?
Definitely. You know, last year I kind of, you know, body language, different things like that, attitude-wise. But, you know, this year, going back on what you just said, just, you know, waiting my time. And luckily, an opportunity presented itself, and I had to take full advantage.
He said, waiting my time, taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
What does G.G. bring now that maybe he didn't bring a year or 2 ago?
Yeah, that's a tough question, Lang, because I think what G.G. is an absolute talent at 6'8". He can score, he can shoot, he's athletic. He can do a lot of different things. He just has to mature. You know what I mean? You know what the cake is going to look like when it comes out the oven, what it's supposed to. But you still got to put it through that process. It's got to take that heat.
Sometimes it sticks to the pan.
And it's got to take some heat. It's got to absorb some adversity, and it's got to reform and reconfigure itself. And I think G.G. is in the process of that. What he needs to do now is just understand that I have to do what I need to do, whether I get 2 minutes or 20 minutes, and not complain. He mentioned body language. That's very important in terms of maturity, and hopefully he'll learn that this time around.
I thought the thing that he mentioned that was, you know, sure, being able to score is something we know he can do. The 9 boards, that was huge the other night. Being able to play defense, you know, defend. He had a steal, he had a block. If G.G. can give you that off the bench, I think, like the points, whatever, like this team's going to score points. But you're looking for G.G. to be able to help out in ways other than just scoring, and I think he's starting to kind of figure that out. He said when he goes to the G League, it's hard because he's almost expected to score.
Yes.
So when he's here, he's trying to learn how to do different
other things. And I think that's why these G League assignments only go so far with G.G. at this stage, right? But what he has to be able to do, and he's not being asked to do anything that Cam Spencer hasn't been asked to do. You know, that Cedric Coward and all these other guys, Omax, like you got to bring something more than just putting the ball in the hole, right? I mean, we've seen Cam Spencer become the second best facilitator on this team. You know, we've seen other guys come off that bench. KCP, you know, is more of a facilitator now than he's ever probably been in his career. So guys have to do more than just their one trick, and G.G.'s going to have to learn that. And I think so far so good. 18 and 9. If he can bottle that up and give the Grizzlies that every other night, I mean, you take it.
The other guy that Santi mentioned sort of in passing, who's been really good for the last week, is Christian Koloko. He's come in and been, right off the bat, he's been getting minutes, been playing, and made a big part in the game. I see a lot of people standing up. It looks like John Morant is on his way out to the court, which is good timing because we're about to get to the injury part of the show where we talk about who's out. Ja and Cedric Coward were listed as questionable for tonight's game. According to Coach Islo, they're both ready to go and ready to play. On that road trip, the Grizzlies got Javon Small back. And so he's been part of the rotation. Brandon Clark's still out. Zach Edey's still out. Ty Jerome, John Conchar, Scottie Pippen, and Vince Williams all still out. And for the Bucks, Taurean Prince is out. Gary Trent, day-to-day. I haven't heard an update on him. And the big name there is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Without him, I'm not really sure what we're looking for from this Bucks team.
Yeah, it's hard to evaluate these guys. It's hard to know what kind of player. I mean, the name is in the trade rumors and all of these things that are going on. So you got to figure that, you know, again, until they get this cloud over their heads, which is the trade speculation resolved, it's hard to know what the Bucks want to do.
Yeah.
Are they just biding their time trying to keep him healthy? Are they going to try to salvage this season? That's a hard place for a team to be in. So not just Antetokounmpo being hurt and trying to get healthy, but the rest of his teammates trying to figure out what are we doing out here.
Yeah. And they're a great field goal percentage team. They're top 10 in the league. So Grizzlies got their hands full defensively against this Bucks team. All right, we're going to take a break. Come back. Jessica Benson's going to join us. Rob Fisher's going to join us. And then we'll get back here with Michael Wallace. You're watching the warm-up show live on Grind City Media.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
The world needs B2K.
B2K's breakup was a huge shock to their fans.
Boys for Life Tour.
Southland Casino Hotel is helping you navigate to Santa. Win your share of over $550,000 in free play and a brand new Lincoln. Here Comes Santa takes flight on Saturday, November 1st, when you can begin earning entries. And don't forget the grand finale drawings on Saturday, November 29th and Saturday, December 27th to win a share of over $40,000 in free play or a brand new Lincoln. Win big during Here Comes Santa, only at Southland Casino Hotel.
Watching the Grizzlies is easy with FanDuel Sports Network. If you have cable or satellite, you're all set. Find us on your channel lineup. You can also use your TV provider login to watch games on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network online. You can also watch on Prime Video by adding a FanDuel Sports Network subscription. Not sure where to start? Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com to learn more.
What's up? Welcome back to the warm-up show here on Grind City Media. Lang Whitaker, courtside alongside Jessica Benson here at FedEx Forum, getting you ready for the Memphis Grizzlies and the Milwaukee Bucks tonight here, Friday night here in Memphis. It's also, besides City Edition Scarf Night, it's also 191 Collabs Night. So Joseph is selling all their stuff up there that's been on sale for like 45 minutes. I hope you got there.
The team store was nuts when I was up there. But there was still stuff up when I left about 10 minutes ago.
All right,
so.
if you can get in there, if you're in line right now, go to the team store and you can get some of that stuff. Don't buy it online because it doesn't sell online.
No, you have to be here.
You got to be here. You got to be live like we are. And this is the part where Jessica gives us her main character for tonight's game. Jessica, who have you selected as tonight's main character?
There's one answer tonight, and it is the man warming up behind me right now. It is Ja Morant, who is making his return to the Memphis Grizzlies tonight, officially.
Right.
Him and Cedric Howard will play.
Yeah.
But it's an opportunity to see Ja on a Friday night, the day after Christmas. It's this time of year where I'm like,
Grizzly fans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was one more gift under the tree from Santa this morning, and it is the return of Ja. And listen, we haven't had, as of late, as many opportunities to see Ja Morant play, first dealing with the dreaded calf strain that has kept a lot of this league out, including Giannis Antetokounmpo for the Milwaukee Bucks. And then he comes back for 2 games and suffers the ankle sprain in Los Angeles against the Clippers, and now has been out a handful of games. So the opportunity to get him back, to see how this offense flows with Ja. As this team continues to understand kind of the collective nature of itself, now the next step is, okay, how does Ja Morant drive it? And Tomas Isolo has spoken about how he just is so good in transition and gives you a jolt and is able to get this thing started better than anyone else, along with his ability to get into the paint with regularity, was how Coach Isolo described it. But hey, Friday night, FedEx Forum, Ja Morant in Memphis, I think that's a pretty good Christmas.
You said the team is figuring out the collective. Another way of saying that is like they're finding their identity, I think. Like we've seen them in the last week or two kind of start figuring things out. How do you think Ja fits into that equation? Because he hasn't been here for the last
Right, and I think it's one of those things where it's a mix, because you have seen a group that has shared the ball really well. Those 41 assists against the Utah Jazz the other night. Defensively, this team has taken a bit of a step back with the Edey injury, and then you lose Brandon Clark and all that comes with that. But offensively, seeing the ball move, seeing it on a string, you have one of the best scorers coming back for your team. But also, don't ever forget John Morant's abilities as a passer, as someone with court vision. And I think at this point in the season, the newer players have played enough games with him that he can start making those sneaky good passes that maybe early in the year they're a little more difficult to understand when they're coming your way. So just seeing how he fits in with everybody else. And you want Jaren Jackson Jr. to continue to have the chance to be aggressive too. I think one of the biggest keys to this team's long-term success is how do you get John and Jaren going cohesively together and being the leaders in this team, so if this is a close game down the stretch, you have your two stars taking over at the end.
Well, let's hope they don't have to take over at the end tonight.
I'd like it be done earlier.
We don't get in that situation, All right, well, Jessica's going to be on the call tonight on ESPN 92.9, so tune in if you're listening on the radio. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Rob Fisher is going to join us. You're watching the warm-up show on Grind City Media.
A dirt bike.
A little monster truck car to drive, the little small ones when I was younger.
It's probably one of the racing car, high-powered racing cars, or remote control cars, whatever you call them. I used to race them with my dad and my brother all the time. It was a lot of fun.
It's like a little toy car that you can hop in and drive. I was gonna say same thing.
Find any video games, like PlayStation 5 or something.
Guitar Hero 3. It was a PlayStation 4. My parents got it for me, but didn't put it under the tree. So we spent an hour and a half, 2 hours opening all our presents, and I didn't think I got it. And then I went to the back of my room and I found the box. And it had the PlayStation, and I ran in the living room, hugged my mom, my dad, almost started crying. That was the best present I got.
Welcome back to the warm-up show here on Grind City Media. Lang Whitaker courtside alongside Rob Fisher. That video, Rob, was Grizzlies players talking about the best presents they ever received. What was the best Christmas present you ever received? Do you know offhand?
Man,
I'm putting you on the spot, I know.
I think when I was real little, I got a police hat, like an official hat, like with the brim.
Like the police, like Sting, or no?
Like the real police. No, the police. The police, like the cops, because I wanted to be a cop.
Okay.
And I got like an official hat, because my uncle was a cop, and he got me one.
Oh,
and
wow.
it was really cool. And I wore it all the time. One time it got stolen in the front of my house by some bully kids. And my mom called the police on them, and they ended up returning it.
Seems like it would have like a tracker in it or something for the police. Like
you would think so.
LoJack or
well, back then, probably not. No.
Yeah, no, that's a good call. Hope you had a good Christmas.
I did.
I'm wearing the City Edition scarf as the resident fashion maven of the Grizzlies broadcast.
Sure.
What do we think? You good with it?
I think it's really nice. I think the scarves that we've given out over the years have been really nice. And I love this one because I love the platinum jerseys. I like the baby blue, like a really light baby blue with the white. And I think it looks.
I think they're wearing them tonight.
Wearing them tonight. By the way, 5-1 in the platinum uniform so far. The only loss was against Oklahoma City. So 5-1 in the platinum uniforms.
Speaking of losses to Oklahoma City, they lost to Oklahoma City the other night. You were there. But they also beat Utah on that road trip, went 1-1. And the Grizzlies now, to me, they look a little like a different team than they were the first month or so of the season. What have you seen from this team to suggest like maybe they're growing and getting a little better than they were at the start of the year?
I think it's a coach speak kind of thing, that they look connected. They look like they're playing for each other, playing together. I mean, as an example of that is the 41 assists against Utah. I mean, sharing the basketball. There's really no selfishness with the basketball. So I think that's been really good. I think they're starting to figure it out offensively a little bit, and the defense needs to pick it up a little bit, because even in the Utah win, you gave up 130 again. So you've given up 130 in the Washington game, the Utah game at home, and the Utah game on the road. So defense still needs to pick it up a little bit, but you've had so many bodies down. Maybe that's a factor. You get Ja back tonight, Cedric Howard back tonight, so that'll be good. But I just think they're playing with more confidence too. Because early in the season things just weren't going their way, and it's hard to play that way. So now all of a sudden you start getting some wins, you start seeing the results pay off, and I think they're seeing the results pay off.
Ja warming up behind us, coming back tonight. Like you said, you get Ja back. the last couple weeks, this team has played pretty well and started to kind of figure things out. Like, how does Ja fit into the way this team is playing right now?
Well, I think it'll be wait and see, but I think it can only be good.
Right?
I mean, right?
He's like an all-NBA caliber player when he's healthy.
And his ability to get in the painted area, not just to score, but also to create. We've seen guys like Santi and Cam especially, their ability to score from the outside. Cedric Howard even can score from the outside. Jalen Wells has been knocking down shots from the outside. So his ability to get in the paint and create, I think, will be a big advantage. His ability to get in the paint and score will be a big advantage. The Grizzlies have done a great job. I mean, ever since Zach Edey left, you wondered where those numbers would go in the painted area. They're still scoring 55 a game. So that's been great. Now you add Ja to that mix, who's one of the best in the paint scorers in the league. I think it can only help that area. So that's really good. And the Grizzlies going to need that tonight. Going to need to score a lot tonight because this is a Bucks team that can just knock down threes and they can hurt you that way.
Since Zach Edey went out, the Grizzlies have gotten a lot of paint points from Jaren Jackson Jr. How has Jaren kind of found his stride? Do you think it was just a matter of like he didn't play all summer and now he's kind of finally getting into a rhythm?
Well, I'd like to say this is from me, but it's not. It's from Brevin because Brevin knows a lot more basketball than I do. But he's getting the ball in spots that are advantageous for him. Free throw line extended, is where he's getting it, and they're clearing out. So they're giving him room to work and giving him room where he's not getting doubled right away. He gets the ball in the low post, he's getting doubled right away, and he's got to make a quick decision. He gets the ball outside the free throw line extended a little bit. He can move, he can work, he can try and go one-on-one with somebody, and then if the double team does come, he can make a decision from there. So I think it's just the ball's getting to him in better spots, and he's making the decisions very well. So I think that's been a huge help for him.
Injury report just now. Jock Landale out tonight against Milwaukee with right calf soreness. And Jock, I saw him here shoot around this morning. I think this must be a late breaking thing. He hasn't been starting with the lineups lately. He's been coming off the bench, so maybe Koloko gets a few more minutes tonight. He's been playing a lot. All right, you can catch Rob on the FanDuel pregame show coming up in 8 minutes and 22 seconds. Rob.
That's right.
Appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you, Lang. Always a pleasure.
We'll be right back on the warm-up show here on Grind City Media.
Now that's the new edition way.
I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
What you think, Mike?
2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man?
I'm in.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask you.
Here's the vision. All 3 of us on the same stage every night.
Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation.
It'll be like 9 kings and a queen.
The next level starts now.
Jeff Dunham, artificial intelligence, his all-new tour.
Jeff Dunham. You're the other white meat.
Ramsey, how can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it.
I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Are you ready to transform your pool into a stunning oasis? At Mainland Pool Service, they're a family-owned business committed to keeping your pool looking pristine all year round. They believe that pool care should be proactive, not reactive, which is why their skilled team handles everything from routine cleaning to complex issues with precision. They prioritize clear communication and personalized solutions to exceed your expectations. Join the Mainland Pool Service family today and experience the difference their expertise and dedication can bring to your relaxation retreat. Contact them now at mainlandpoolservice.com.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. Journey. Tickets are on sale now at journeymusic.com. Your chance to say goodbye to the songs that changed our lives. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
Welcome back to the warm-up show here on Grind City Media. He's Michael Wallace. I'm Lang Whitaker. We are courtside getting you ready for tonight's game between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Milwaukee Bucks. Come on down to FedEx Forum if you haven't yet. Tip-off is in 36 minutes, and before the game gets started, like we always do at this time, we're going to go around the NBA and talk about some of the bigger stories happening right now. Everyone thought the Oklahoma City Thunder was unstoppable. Now the Spurs have beaten them 3 times.
In 13 days.
Yeah, like a couple weeks ago, everybody was wondering if the Thunder were one of the best teams of all time.
Right.
Now they can't get by the Spurs. Is this a case of a matchup issue for the Thunder, or are the Spurs just better than we thought they were, maybe?
I think both things can be true, right?
Yeah.
I think the Spurs are absolutely better than a lot of people gave them credit for. Everybody thought they would be good. They just didn't think that they would be this ready to contend for a championship, and they're a championship contender right now. No question about it. OKC just doesn't. That's one of the teams that can look at them in the mirror and say, you know what? We got De'Aaron Fox to kind of offset what SGA does. We got Victor Wembanyama to definitely do anything he wants to do to that front line. And they got a lot of intermediate players who are all interchangeable. Dylan Harper, all of those guys, Castle, the guys that come off the bench. I mean, they just have so many different bodies that can score, can put the ball on the floor, and are versatile and defend. So Oklahoma City's looking in the mirror when they see the Spurs, and the Spurs just have a little bit more of a chip on their shoulder right now because they're the little brothers.
I think the Thunder see them in the mirror, and the Spurs just smile back at them. Also, I don't think it hurts that clearly Victor Wembanyama likes beating Chet Holmgren.
He does.
Yeah,
he does.
He relishes
it's bullying at this point, though. It's getting to be bullying at this point.
Somebody's got to bully the Thunder because nobody else has been able to the last year and a half.
Yeah.
They got the win on Christmas Day. There was a lot of good games on Christmas Day yesterday in the NBA. I had an eye on that Cavs-Knicks game, which was close coming down the stretch.
It flipped in the last six minutes of that game.
Which game did you tap into yesterday?
Man, you know what? I watched all the first 4. I got tired towards the Denver game. And that was the one I missed. That's the one I missed. And that's the one right there. Jokic told everybody else, hey, all of these other performances, Spurs, OKC, hey, you still got, hey, look, Denver's going to be a question. Not a question. Denver's going to be a problem in the West as well. So if Jokic is going to play like that, man, you got to look out for Denver as well.
Jokic had 56 points, a triple-double, and he had 18 points in overtime. Which is crazy because sometimes both teams don't combine for 18 points in the overtime.
And he had it by himself. He did everything. He scored or assisted for what? Almost 80 points? Scored or assisted for almost 80 points.
And the amazing thing is he always looks like he's exhausted, but he's not. Like somehow he manages, he always has what it takes.
He's got that rope-a-dope. He's
incredible. One of the villains we saw out there on Christmas Day, Draymond Green, has taken some. And now Dillon Brooks is in the picture firmly back as a villain for LeBron James. Who's your favorite villain right now in the NBA, Dillon or Draymond?
You know what? Draymond is the gift that keeps on giving, right? And he's self-destructively giving. Dillon Brooks, man, is just, you got to love him because we had him here, and we saw that was in him, and now he's not only producing, but he's doing it in a winning environment. He's the reason why that Phoenix Suns team is, 6th in the West? So, I mean, obviously Booker has a lot to say with it, but I go with Dillon Brooks on that.
I think I will too. I mean, Draymond's bullying has too often been against your teammates, his teammates. And Dillon seems to have an extra thing against LeBron. So whenever LeBron's involved, turns up a little bit from Dillon, and he gave him a high five after the made free throw the other day. It's sort of harmless stuff, but it is hilarious, and he's not afraid to
mix
come
it
at
up.
the king. You come at the king, you best not miss.
And he's been doing that since he was a Grizzly. You know what I mean? Poking the bear. He's been poking the bear since he's with the Grizzlies.
All right, let's get to tonight's game. The Grizzlies taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. I was thinking, because we just heard that Jock Landale is out tonight for this Grizzlies team. I assume maybe we get more minutes from Koloko off the bench or smaller lineups. What do you think?
Yeah, you got to go. You can't go too small, though, because that Bucks lineup is pretty big. You know what I mean? With Portis. And, you obviously got some big frontline players on that team on that side. But calf soreness, man. It's the pneumonia of the NBA, right? It's the flu of the NBA right now. So that's what's sidelined Jock Landale. Hopefully it's not anything long-term. But usually you hear calf soreness, that's 2-3 weeks minimum, right, from that standpoint. last thing the Grizzlies need is another body up front to not be available. Coloco's got to play.
Yeah, the good news is Coloco's been great.
Yes.
Like the last week or two.
Yes.
Energy, defense.
How many more days does he have, though?
I don't know. Now it can't be a lot.
This will be
you get
game
another
3.
10-day because somebody else is hurt.
Yeah, true.
So, this would be his 3rd game with the Grizzlies. First game at home since joining the Grizzlies. But those first was a back-to-back. All right. One matchup, Mike, you got your eye on tonight.
Kevin Porter Jr. is a 20-point scorer, averaging over 7 assists. How can the Grizzlies sort of corral him with their guards, with their wings? Cedric Howard is just coming back. Can the Grizzlies perimeter guys kind of keep up with Kuzma and Porter Jr.? Those are 2 athletic guys.
All right, I want to see 12 tonight. We get to see John Morant back for the first time in about a month, and we'll see what Ja is able to bring to this Grizzlies team. We're going to get out of here. If you want to catch the game on the radio, tune into ESPN 92.9 on FanDuel Sports Network. The game's starting, the pregame show starting now. The game will start in half an hour. The next home game is the 30th, December 30th, right here against the Philadelphia 76ers. So, for Michael Wallace, for Jessica Vincent, for Rob Fisher, I am Lang Whitaker. We will see you back here on the 30th. Make sure you're here. Appreciate you tuning in to the warm-up show here on